First of all, thank you so much for joining on time, everyone. We can chat here. If you have any question, we would be love to hear from you in the chat. Please do text if there is any technical issues while joining, or any of your colleague or friend is not able to join. Please do text here in the chat. Hope I'm audible to everyone. Most important, a recorded version of this webinar will be available, and we would love to hear from you in the chat as well. And for the e-certificate, we'll be giving you at the end of the webinar. Okay, we'll be providing you one Google form which you have to fill, and after that, you need to check your mail for the certificate. All right? Okay, fine. So now I'll be moving forward towards the webinar. As you can see my screen, yes, if anyone is not able to see the screen, please do text. Okay, all right. So the most essential leadership skills needed in 2021. Okay, this is the webinar topic. Now here it's a quote which I have talked about in our previous HR webinar as well. That is, you don't build a business, you build people, and then people build the business. The most important asset of any company is the employees, and the way you manage them is again the most important thing, right? So if you take care of your people in the company, they will build the business for you. They will work their best so that you can complete and you can achieve your organization goals, your vision, and your mission. So here you can see the 5 essential leadership skills, that is communication, motivation, positivity, creativity, and feedback. Right? So if I talk about firstly leadership skills, okay, it can help you in all aspects of your career, for applying for jobs or to seeking career advancement. And one of the many soft skills that employees value, leadership often in several different personality traits and communication abilities that are useful for anyone to learn and practice over time. Okay? Now, maybe some of you who are not from HR background, who are from any other background, any other specialization, you can maybe ask yourself that what exactly are leadership skills. Okay, so leadership skills are skills you use when organizing other people to reach a shared goal. I'm again repeating, leadership skills are skills you use when organizing other people to reach a shared goal. Okay. So whether you are in a management position or you are leading a project, leadership skills require you to motivate others to complete a series of tasks. So it doesn't matter if you are from any other specialization other than HR. Maybe in some point of life you will be leading a team or a project. Okay, and it's not just one skill, it's rather a combination of several different skills working together. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, everyone, you can see my screen and hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. All right. Yeah. So I was talking about the examples of skills that make a strong leader. Okay. Firstly, patience, then empathy, then active listening, reliability, dependability, creativity, positivity, effective feedback, timely communication, team building, flexibility, risk taking, and ability to teach and mentor. So these are examples of skills. Okay, because leadership is not just one skill, it's a combination of all of these skills which I just told you. Now the other question you might have in your mind, that what makes a good leader? Okay, what makes a good leader? So that's what we are going to talk about in this whole webinar. Okay, effective leaders are essential to any organization. They can build strong teams within a business and ensure projects, initiatives, or other work functions that are performed successfully. So let's move forward. Now, team management. About the team management. Okay, just a second. I guess some of these students they have the difficulty to join. Let me just help them. Team management skills many people. Okay, so a recent survey found 69% of the managers are uncomfortable even communicating with the employees, which makes good team management nearly impossible. So one of the skills which we talked about, that is empathy. If you are not able to connect to your employees, if you are not able to create a positive culture in your company, then it will be impossible to build a strong team. Okay, so now it's time to create a team management plan that will put your leadership and management skills to the test. So let's promise today that whether we are going to be in HR specialization or we are going to work in any other specialization, but still we will possess good leadership skills that are required in not in 2021 but in coming years as well. And now you can type in yes, or you can just say out loud that if you want to save time and money, and if you want to learn new lifelong skills. If yes, then you can say yes, or you can just type text that yes, you want to learn new lifelong skills and you want to save time and money, because in today's webinar there are lots of strategies, lots of information I'm going to tell you. So stay till the end, and do not use phone, do not use any other social media platform, because this 1 hour will give you lots of knowledge. Okay, all right. Now again type in yes if you want to retain and develop top talent in the company and achieve 10x career growth. So it doesn't mean that if you are giving salaries to your employees, they will work accordingly to you. No, salary is just a mandate thing that you have to give. But are salaries really satisfying as well? No, it's not. The satisfiers are different things. That is when you give rewards to your employees, when you give recognition to your employees, right? That are salaries. That are good leadership skills. Okay, so salary is just a one factor that can help you to help any employee to maybe work in the company. But are those employees who are satisfied, are they really engaged in the companies? No, they are not, because engagement comes from within. Okay, so if you are giving good positive culture, and if you are caring enough for your employees, then obviously they will work their best, and they will not only work from 9 to 5. They can come early in the office and they can leave late at the night. Okay, because they are really engaged, they do want to involve in your mission, in your vision, they do want to achieve the organizational goals. They are not there only just for salaries. Okay, so salary is just the least important thing nowadays. What employee wants rewards, employee wants recognition, employees want meaningful tasks for them, employees want new learning, employees want opportunities, good opportunities in the company. Okay, so employees not just want salaries theirs. All right, now so they will talk about various learnings. The first year is we'll be learning about leadership skills that are critical to maintain and ensure success. Then they will talk about key behaviors that can severely limit effectiveness. Then we will talk about developing and aligning critical competencies in the company. Then we will talk about individual personal development plan. Okay, so let's first to the move to the first topic here. But before that, I want to talk about DG Grow Hub. DG Grow Hub is in industry from last 2 professionals. We have 50 plus good university collaborations, leading universities, like as I mentioned, that is leadership skills that are critical to maintain and ensure success. So these are some effective leadership behaviors and skills. For some of these skills we have already talked about in the beginning. Now these are more six skills. So firstly, excellent communication skills. Okay. The second is that caring nature. The third is developing and pouring into others is an essential leadership skill. Means developing employees. Okay. Now the fourth is great leaders share the work. Okay. So let's say you have given any important work to the employee. Okay, you also have to tell them why that work is important, how the work is going to contribute to the company's objectives and mission. If the employee is doing work, then they would like to know, okay, if I'm doing this work, then how exactly it's going to help the company. Okay, because nowadays they only want meaningful work. Okay, and they should know that their work is having some importance. Okay, now honesty is a powerful leadership behavior. If you are not comfortable to the open communication between you and your employees, then it may happen that it can create some of the like misunderstandings. Okay, and maybe let's say that there are some five employees. Okay, and they are top of the employees in the company, and only one of them can get a promotion. Now the employee who is getting a promotion is the same hometown the boss has. Okay, then the other four employees will think that okay, he has got a promotion because boss maybe no, you know him, or it's just a matter of favoritism or something. Okay, just because there is not open communication, maybe the employee got promoted because of his competencies, because of his skills. So everyone should know that why that employee is promoted and now not us. So there should be proper criteria. So the criteria can be presented through a scoreboard. Okay, that's because in the last course that he got this scores, and he has been constant from last 1 year. That's why we thought to promote him, and maybe he at the time of crisis he has helped the company and all. So there is a proper explanation for the promotion. If you're not giving the proper explanation and we're just promoting them, and we're not having open communication to other four employees, those who has not been promoted, then it can give a bad effect on the company's image as well, because people talk, they will talk to others that this company has some favoritism issues, and they will only promote or they will only hire to the people they already know. There's biases in the company, and then people will talk about you. Okay, so open communication is the key, and maintaining a positive outlook is an important leadership behavior. Now, are those who can make decisions quickly with the information they have. Okay. As you become more familiar with your industry, you will be able to make decisions faster. Okay. As an HR, it's not like about the employees, you only have to care about their salaries, you only have to care about their other things, right? No, you have to care about your company, you have to know everything about your industry and your competitors. Okay, then only you will be able to make right decisions. Okay, because if you don't have all the necessary information, then you will not be able to give your best in making decisions. Okay, so this is seen as a valuable leadership skill because it can help move projects along faster and improve efficiency. All right. So if here I have talked about honesty, that means also integrity. Okay, and it is seen as just truthfulness, and in many cases it also means having an understanding by a set of the strong values. Okay, so integrity in the workplace means being able to make ethical choices and helping the company maintain a positive image. Okay, then about the team building, okay, which I have talked about in the beginning as well. So the leadership requires the ability to build and maintain a strong team, because a successful leader who is very skilled at relationship building, is very skilled in interpersonal skills as well. They have the skills like management, social communication, active listening, and teamwork. So active listening is also very important for any leader, because if you're not able to listen to the employees, you will never know that what exactly the problem by which he is not able to perform. And again, the one thing I want to say that if you are caring for employees, if you are listening to them, if you are doing everything best for them, it's not because you are a very good person and you only want good things for employees. No, you also want good things for your company, because if you are not able to help employees to achieve their goals, you will never be able to achieve your goals, because you build people and people build business. That's why we are reading and studying about all of this. Okay, all right. Now this is talent management process. Talent management process. We have a great webinar, I guess, 1 month back on talent management. You should also see on our YouTube the webinar regarding talent management process. So this is just a reason that how exactly step by step you can plan about how many employees you need in particular department, how you should write their job description, their roles and responsibilities. Everything should be very clear, and should not be more than 10 responsibilities when you, like when you do post a job and everything. Just a second. All right. If you're having any doubts, then please do ask in chat. We'll be having Q&A sessions in the last. Okay. All right. Then you need to attract the healthy flow of applicants. That means you need to build a good employer branding, so that the top employees, the top people can apply for your job. Then we should have proper interview process to test them, to check them. Okay, then you have to give them good training, because in the beginning of 3 months you need to invest in your employees, you need to give proper training, you need to invest time, so that after 3 months the economic zone can increase, and they can only give back to the company by increasing revenue, by increasing profit, and by giving their best. Now, retaining, you need to retain the employees through promotions, through increments, by offering opportunities for growth, encouraging involvement in special projects, and then you need to provide them retirement benefits as well. If you are leaving the company, then every HR, they should have one thing in their mind, that if any employee is leaving any of the company, they should be like have good image of the company. It should not be bad. Okay, so if even though employee is leaving the company, they should be happy, they should be happy about the company, the time spent in the company. So how exactly it can happen? Through exit interviews, where you can ask questions about their challenges, about how they cope up with the challenges, about the way a company help them, and about all the like if they faced any bad things from the management, then you can apologize as well in the last. Okay, so if exit interview should be very effective. Now the succession planning. Okay, so if the key departmental roles, if they are leaving the company, then instead of that, like who will be coming over and handing over all the responsibilities and everything. So effective succession planning is also very important. You can watch our previous webinar as well, that is available on YouTube, for good talent management information. Now I'm moving forward. So the second question here is like key behaviors that can severely limit effectiveness. So key behaviors that can severely limit effectiveness in what sense? In leadership. Okay, so if you are having difficulty with interpersonal relationships, this means you are not able to build interpersonal relationship. Like let's say that okay, there is one employee and his mother or maybe his any close relative is not very well since very long, and he is admitted in the hospital, and you know that your employee is sleeping again and again. He's taking leaves just because he can go to the hospital and all. Then you are not asking to the employee how his mother or how is their close relative, right? And you are not asking anything that is not related to the job. Okay, that means that you lack in interpersonal relationship. Maybe you are not caring enough for the employees. Okay, so that means leadership. Now here the second thing is difficulty in changing and adapting. Okay, so let's say that you have moved to the new job, okay, and because of your capabilities and because of your skills, the management given you a good position where you have to lead people, okay, but just because the workplace is so different and you are not able to change yourself, you're not able to adapt yourself, and the employees are like so tough, maybe they are not like going by your rules, and you are not able to connect with them, that can be also difficulty. Okay, then the third is building and leading teams. Obviously, if you're not able to inspire your team to work their best, then that can be one difficult things. And then lack of emotional intelligence, that means you can't even empathize with them, you are not able to connect with them. Okay, so these behaviors can destroy your effectiveness as managers, as leaders. Okay, so if you find yourself constantly looking over the shoulders of your employees and spending lots of time telling them what to do, then chances are that you are maybe not that good leader. Okay, so if your defense, like let's say if leader's boss is also saying that okay, why your team is not able to do the properly, so what you will say in your defense that nothing gets done right if I don't tell them what to do. Okay, so here it's like maybe your management skill is very poor. Okay, that is something that you need to work on it. Okay, and if you are criticizing employees in public, okay, then this toxic behavior, this really moralizes the individuals on the receiving end of your public dressing down. Okay, and there are few more toxic behaviors than this one, and there is never an appropriate time to like maybe shout at them, and regardless of how tempting it is, maybe you will be you are really upset about their mistake, and you are just in front of everyone you are just showing them that you are upset. Okay, so that is also you should done in private discussion. If learn one thing, that if you want to appreciate any employee, then you have to do in front of everyone. But if you want to just shout at everyone, then you have to do in private, not in front of everyone. Now managers who deliver the destructive feedback, okay, like let's say if anyone has done a not very good job since like 3 to 4 months, so there is a proper way to say that okay, that maybe you have not done this good job, and you have performed well from last 1 year, and if there is anything where I can help you with, then this is the correct way to tell them, okay, that you are there for them if they are facing any issues to do that properly work. Okay, and if let's say they have not done the work properly, and you are just saying them that okay, no, you have done a very good bad job, and maybe I will not give you this important project from the next time, and you are saying this in front of everyone, that it may happen that the person you are yelling at, he will think of a job change. Now he will switch the job, and maybe he'll give you notice period, and then again you have to spend lots of time in the recruiting person, and then managing them again, training them again, so that is a loss for the company as well. Okay, all right. So till now, if you're having any doubts, then please do ask questions in chat as well. And as I said, that certificate will be given in the end of the webinar. Okay. Now let's move forward here. So these are some strategies for employee engagement. This is just a revision for you. Like firstly, understand what employees are thinking, then create an intentional culture, demonstrate appreciation for contributions, big or small, anything. Commit to open and honest communication, support career path development, communicate the organization's stories, put everyone in the right role, task meaningful work, frequently discuss engagement, and engage in social interactions outside the work. Okay, now our level of webinar is going to little bit of tough topics in the last two topics. Okay, individuals to do their job successfully. Okay, so exactly how you can use this competency-based approach and how you can link core competencies to your business strategy that we will discuss in the webinar. So, what are the types of competencies? So, it can generally fall into categories. The first is core, second is leadership. Okay, so core competencies are those that everybody in the organization needs to build in order to do their work. Leadership competencies, these enable current and future leaders to take on great responsibility and perhaps eventually lead the organization as well. Now, choose competencies for professional development. Okay, here you us here, okay, for next 5 minutes. Okay, don't do anything else because this is gonna help you a lot. Okay, without the right talent, your organization to achieve the impact it seeks. So you have to think what is your strategy for the next 3 to 5 years. Okay, means what competencies and skills will your leaders need to achieve it. Has your strategies changed, requiring leaders to build new competencies? Has the environment you are working in shifted? Do you foresee any critical skill or leadership gaps in the near future that you currently struggle to fill? Okay, so we'll be learning here 70-20-10 approach as well. See exactly how you can develop your leaders, how you can train your leaders also. Okay, so with your clear competencies, understanding your competencies needed now and in the future, you are ready to begin developing plans that can focus on the 70%. In the 70-20 and 10% on the job learning opportunities. So some examples I'm going to tell you. When you have a structured interview to improve selection and placement decisions for both internal and external candidates. Okay, when you do succession planning by assessing competencies to identify and develop future leaders. When you have good training and development program investment targeted on the addressing the strategic gaps. Okay, and here you can think about all the specializations. Okay, you can think about all the specialization. It can be content writing, it can be digital marketing, it can be any engineering department, it can be marketing, it can be operations. So right skill set, right competencies are required in any of these specializations. So firstly, you have to make the list of competencies required in that particular department, and then you have to give training so that can improve all the competencies. So, four keys to align competency based performance assessment to strategies. The first is start with overarching competencies. The second is defining leadership competencies is critical. Identify the relevant competencies for a specific role and then consider both the routine and non routine aspects of a role. Now we will be moving to the last topic, that is learn about individual personal development plan. So firstly, let's read about what exactly is individual development plan. Then I will also tell you how you can design these development plans through this chart. Okay, and you can do with this your team. You can do this for yourself as well, because in the last I will tell you that how you can prepare a digital development plan for any student if you want to get good marks in your exams, or if you want to do anything better in your life as well. So I'll teach you that as well. So here, firstly, let's learn that what exactly is individual development plan, or IDP also we say. Improve the knowledge and abilities of an individual. Okay, and this is mostly associated with the career planning and maybe related activities such as performance management. Individual development plans are used in an educational context to help students and plan meaningful steps on the path to long-term goals. As you can see here in the chat, firstly you have to talk about what exactly is your long-term goal. So for a software developer, okay, for any software developer, maybe their long-term goal can be IT management or a chief architect role. Okay, then what is your short-term goal? Okay, short-term goal may be to shift towards the team lead and system architecture role to improve leadership, architecture, and technical skills. Okay, so you have to define your long-term goals and your short-term goals. Then write about your goal in more details. Then for that goal, what is your objective? Then what are the resources required? How you will measure that how you are performing, and what is your target date? With Q4 is here quarter 4. Q4 is quarter 4 here. So let's say your goal is to improve architecture and design skills. Then your objective will be gain experience as a lead architect for a small and mid-sized projects. Then what are the resources required for it? Assignment to a lead architecture role. Then how you will measure this? Through the stakeholders feedback, and your target date will be quarter 4, last 3 months. Now, again, if your goal is to improve technical skills, in the last row I'm talking about here, if your goal is to improve technical skills, then you have to attend information security and architecture training, that is the objective. Then the resources required for this, you need to do this when you are not in office, and you need to collect or manage the fees for the training. Then how you will measure this? By successful completion of training, and your target date is in quarter 2. So this was for software developer. Okay. And now let's talk about the manager, then we will talk about sales, then we will talk about customer service, and then at the end we will talk about student's individual development plan. Okay. So this is for manager. Now for manager, any manager, the long-term goal is senior manager. Okay, he wants to become or she wants to become senior manager. Now what about the short-term goal? Short-term goal is to improve communication, to manage their team, to manage the time, and manage the accounting skills. Okay, this is for the manager. Now what is the goal here? The first goal is to improve communication skills. So what you will do to improve communication skills? Then your objective should be to manage expectations and communicate value for the billing system project. Okay, that is for any particular company. It's just an example. So your resources are maybe not required, or if it is required, then you just please write it here. Then what will be your measurement? The feedback for the billing system project. Okay, that's one this project, sample project which we have taken here. Then your target date is end of quarter 4. Or time management skills, or you want to learn to measure processes to drive improvement, then what will be your objective? What are the some resources required? Then what will be your measurement, and till when you want to achieve this goal? Okay. Now let's say for sales. For sales, as you all know everything about sales specialization, like they interact with the customers, they interact with the clients, and what are their goals. Their goal is to close the sales. Their goal is to sell the product to the customer and maintain a good relationship with the customer as well, right? So let's talk about sales individual development plan. Okay, so their long-term goals will be to lead team in total revenue of deals closed. Their long-term goal will be here it to be a leader for the sales team, and they want to close a good amount of revenue as well. So short-term goals will be to improve networking, to improve communication, relationship building, closing, and technical skills. So here, let's say the first goal is networking. So what will be their objective? To attend industry conferences to gain experience building relationships with prospects and industry influencers. Then what will be the resources required? Fees for the conferences, travel cost, time from schedule. Okay. Then how they will measure this? By number of new prospects and contacts. Then what will the target date? Target date will be quarter 4. So in this way, let's say the goal is communication. So for the communication, their objective should be lead needs analysis and proposal meeting opportunities. Then what will be the resources required again? Authority to lead meetings, support from the sales team. How they will measure this? Number of closed deals related to sales presentations lead. So again, the target date will be quarter 4. Now they want to build relationships. Okay. So what will be their objective? To attend relationship buildings or communication skills training. The resources required again, fees for training and time for schedule. And how they will measure their objective or goal? By successful completion of training. And till when they want to complete this goal? Through quarter 2. Again, now if I will talk about technical skills, the same thing. You can just read here, and for the closing also you can just read. For closing, the objective should be to improve closing skills to close more high value deals. Resources required: support of sales team, assignment to high value opportunities, and measurement. Revenue generated calculated as 24-month recurring revenue of closed deals, and target date is quarter 4. So this is for sales person, individual development plan. Now for customer service. So let's say for the customer service, their long-term goal is to become customer service manager. Their short-term goal will be improve customer service skills. So it's again the same thing. The goal is to improve customer service skills. Their objective will be to work with customer service managers, retake the service culture, attend personalization training to learn how to deal with stresses and problems while remaining calm and professional. Then how to work with senior customer service as a mentor to learn from them and improve customer service skills. What will be the resources required there? How you will measure? You will measure through successful completion of training, through feedback from mentor, and through feedback from shift managers. And your individual development plan. Now, this is the most important slide till now. How exactly you are going to develop student? Okay, you are going to develop individual development plan for the student. So, students can be broad, non-specific, long-term goals that are exploratory in nature. Alternately, they may know exactly what they want to do, such that goals concrete and objectives are direct steps to each course. So this is just a sample goal, okay? Just a sample goal. Now, the long-term goals is professor of biology at a major university and head my own research lab. There is a biology student and his long-term goal is professor of biology at a major university and have my own research lab. Okay, this is my long-term goal. Then now I will define my short-term goal. Okay, so my short-term goal is to complete undergraduate degree and gain acceptance into graduate skill at a top 5 university. You can take picture of this as well, or we will be sharing recording also. And this you can develop for you as well. Okay, so like whatever your specialization is right now, you can develop your own individual development plan as well. Okay, now here what will be your goal? Your goal is to gain acceptance into graduate school. Okay, so for that your objective will be to improve GPA to 3.9, apply to 5 to 7 graduate schools. Okay, then obviously your resource will be time you want in studying, and you have to take help from peers and professors. So for you it can be more other resources. It can be some online videos, it can be some training, some coaching. Okay, then applications and application fees for all those as well we need to write here. Then how you will measure that, if how far you are hard from your goal, you will measure through your numbers, through your percentage, right? Then what is the target date? Target date you can write anything, May 2026, November, right? Now if your goal is to improve time management skills, then you firstly have to prioritize time to study. You have to avoid parties, hangovers, social media, and other distractions until the summer. Okay, so there is no resources required that you can just write any there. Then how you will measure time spent studying? So you can use your alarm. You can use many. There are many apps also to manage the time. Right? There are many apps in that you can just say that okay, on Instagram I just want to spend a half an hour a day. Okay, so after half an hour the app will lock that app. So there are many tools online, free online tools are available online to manage your time as well. You can use those as well. Okay, then if your goal is to improve communication skills, then your objective should be practice for graduate school entrance exams or interviews. Then your resources could be training materials and sample interviews because you want to practice for interviews. Then your measurement will be time spent preparing while successful admission to graduate programs. Okay, then your target date is whatever your target date, you can just write here. This is just a sample individual plan. You can just build your own as well. It gives you clarity, and through this development plan, you can be more committed to your goal. Okay, because it will be there in front of you in your study table or maybe in your laptop, it will be a wallpaper. And every day when you will watch this now, it will like push you to work hard for achieving your goals. Okay, and so whatever your department is in individual development plan, so that every employee can work their own best, and all the goals should be aligned to the organizational goals as well. Okay, now, some of the benefits of IDP are providing an administrative mechanism for identifying and tracking development needs and plans, assisting in planning for leadership training and development requirements, and employing training and development efforts with its mission, goals, and objectives. So that is all about IDP. Okay. So the whole steps, like now we talk about 5 steps in IDP. Okay, individual development planning process. So the first step is identify. The first step in the IDP process is to have a clear picture of your career goals. Okay, it can be your career goals as well. It can be your professional or like your goals in the company as well. This process is called career planning, and it involves self-reflection and career exploration that help you identify the career that will bring you to the most job satisfaction. So if your career goals is not aligned to your professional goals, okay, then obviously you will not perform your best. You will just perform there, you will just work there for your salaries. And you will be, like feeling that, okay, I'm just working for salary, but there is no career goals for me here in this office, in this workplace. So it's more likely that you will be leaving the organization in maybe some months or maybe say in 1 year or 2 years. Okay, so it is important that your career goals align with your professional goals as well. Okay, so once you have identified your career interest, you will be able to identify the related knowledge, skills, and competencies you need to develop in order to reach your career goals. That means what will be your objective, short-term goal, what are some resources, and in how much time you want to achieve it. Okay, then the second step is access. So once you have identified the knowledge, the skills and competencies required of the career goal, you will need to access your current competencies in those areas. Okay, so it is not very mandatory that if you are already working in your company and if you are doing this ideal process and you feel that okay, my career goals I can't complete in my current workplace, so it's okay, you can just maybe you can leave in 1 year or 2 years and you can go for your own career where actually you can work for your own professional dreams, right? Because we have got only one life, right? Now, plan. Once you have created your own plan, you should be mutually agreed upon by you and your supervisor or mentor. So let's say your career goals has already been aligned with your professional dreams as well. So now whoever is a career mentor or in your workplace, whoever is supervisor, you can show your plan to the supervisor. Maybe they can help you more to achieve those goals and maybe they can guide you as well how you can do it, right? Okay, please mute. Requesting you to kindly mute. For it is please audible to everyone. If not, then launch force plan, that is act. So once the plan is in place, it is time to get busy completing the learning activities by the deadlines you have identified. Okay, so individual development often involves changing behaviors in addition to learning new ones. So research suggests that desired change is more likely to be successful when your desired competency means your skills, your abilities is specifically defined and not be your skills, your goals should not be very general. Okay, it should be very specific. It should not be like, okay, I want to complete this book. Okay, but it should be specific. How many chapters in what time? Okay, you should think chapter wise as well. Okay, if you will complete your chapters, then only you will be completing the whole book. Okay, so it should be specific. An action plan should be shared with others as well, like your supervisor, your mentor, and analysis should be made of the reason for a potential lack of success. Then other people support your behavior change as well, and the behavior outcomes are visible and can be measured. So this is like about your action, okay, and your deadlines. Then evaluate. And you need to receive feedback on your progress and then evaluate your success in meeting your development milestones. Set follow up meetings with your manager or mentor. The duration and frequency will depend on the specific needs, but as a general guideline. Okay, so you can do 30-minute meetings every 3 months with your supervisor and mentor so that they can guide you on your own individual development plan. So every employee in the company and everyone in this world should have individual development plan. Whether you are a student, whether you are a professional, okay, you should have individual development plan. So you should work on it today only. Okay, if you're having any doubts, you can text me personally as well. You can, if you are in the group of HR webinar, then you can text to the admins there, okay, and we will help you to create your own individual development plan. And we can have meetings every 3 months or 30 minutes. That will be of no cost. But please do work on it today because tomorrow never comes. Okay, so make your own individual development plans. For you, once I'll just show the student development plan. Okay, what we have to do is just review. You can take picture of it as well. Firstly, you have to define your long-term goals, then short-term goals, then your goals, then objective, then resources required for that particular goal and objective, then measurement and target date. So if your goal is to gain acceptance into graduate school, like you want admission in good schools, then your objective is to improve GPA to 3.9, then you can just write whatever the cut-off marks is. Then you can write about the resources, means time studying, training, online coaching, or offline coaching. Then measurement, how you will measure this through your marks, and what is the target date. So these kind of goals you should write, and it can be personal as well, it can be professional as well. Okay, all right. So this was the last topic of this webinar. Now I will just talk about the HR department structure, which I have already discussed in the previous webinar as well. So in any HR department structure, there are like six main departments. Firstly, recruiter, then employee relations, then compensation, training and development, and then health and safety. So, if your team is engaged, if your employees are engaged, they will post messages, pictures, and videos. 50% of them will do these activities, 33% of them will share positive or praise comments, and 24% will more likely to help boost sales than uninvolved employees. Now, in DG Grow Up Human Resources Training, what exactly you're going to learn? You're going to learn about a strong base of management and leadership skills, including performance management and team management. You'll be learning about compensation management, you'll be learning about negotiation skills, and much more. So, we have 10 single individual courses that will help you to build your career, to upgrade your career. The first is negotiation and bargaining, the second is soft skills, team management, organizational behavior, recruitment and selection, performance management, talent management, diversity and inclusion, competition management, workplace health, and safety. What else do you need? So we do have lots of ratings and reviews on our Google and other social media channels. We have received 4.8 out of 5 positive reviews all over in Google and other social media channels as well. We do have a strong support system. We have Facebook groups, we have video call facilities, we have live chat as well. So here, the masterclass program, I just want to brief you in 30 seconds. Like it's a 6 weeks online course you can learn at your comfort of your home or office. We have online live lectures from corporate trainers. We have free access to online support community, 2 weekly dot sessions with experts, 2 month internships, LMS to track your course implementation, 20 plus business automation tools. Amazing lab lectures will be there to upskill your career. Master and human resources worth 8 plus lakh. Like if you will learn these same curriculum in the other colleges, then you will be spending lakhs of money and you will be getting around same, amount of knowledge as well. So you should try this also. You should go for the master course program in DG Grow Hub, where you will be having course curriculum based on the leading universities. Okay, so how exactly your training gonna work? Firstly, you will go through training videos, through live lectures, you will learn concept, you will work on practical assignments, you will complete your training by taking final exam, you will get certification, 2 months of guaranteed internship, and our certificate is recognized everywhere. So, what are the benefits of internship program? You will harness the skills and knowledge and encourage personal development opportunity, valuable work experience, resume enhancement, gain job skills, practical work background, real life experience and exposure, explore a career path, leadership and skill development. So get placed in the top companies with DG Grow Hub. These are our training highlights. You're getting training certificate, placement assistance, doubt clearing, build projects, beginner friendly. If even if you are no knowledge in any of each, we will guide you, support you from the beginning only. Now, are you too busy? Like we are just providing the wheels, and you want to pull the cart by your own self, right? That is not a very good thing. So think about this picture as well. All right. So our certifications are recognized everywhere. Enroll for our programs now. In there is special offer going on. You can just okay. We'll be just leaving the contact number here in the chat. So firstly, if you call this number, you can get a good discount as well on our courses. And after this, I will be sharing the certificate link. You have to fill the form, and then you can check a mail in some time. You will be receiving certificate for this webinar also. So this is the number where you can call to get good discount and good offers on our courses. And I hope you have liked the webinar. If you have any question, then please do text your